Did all.
Did it all.
You know, it's really interesting. We got a guest today.
Yeah.
And this guest, before I'm gonna level set it before we bring the guest in. He's a CBC #1 CBC agent in the company, and you know his stats.
Yes.
You know a little bit about him.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to give him a little flowers before we bring him up here, because you know I think he's a little taller than both of us.
Yeah, that's right. So we won't challenge him on the height issue, but I'll tell you, this is Amit Grover, AMIT. If you don't know Amit, you need to get to know him. You will never keep up with him, though.
No.
And I'm gonna ask him some of the questions when he comes up here in a minute, though. But that's what will impress you about Amit. Amit's a worker, and Amit is consistent with it, and he's methodical with it, and Amit knows that doing the right things all the time brings the success later on, and he never measures that till it happens. But I know what his mind is. Every time he's up at corporate, we end up running into each other, and just a few things he wants to tell me that he's into, and I got to go get a book and start writing it down.
Notes, more notes, right?
Yeah, it was even yesterday he did that.
So you know what? Let's bring him on
Let's call him up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mr. Amit Grover. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, and thank you for the introduction.
Awesome, awesome. Kevin, I know you got some loaded questions for him, because I know you've been chopping at the bit to talk to him. But before we do that, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Amit?
So I've been a resident in Georgia for 35 years. My background was IT. I was one of those people that 5 years ago said, you know what, forget this. I need to change in my life, and decided I want to go ahead and go back into real estate.
Nice.
I was an investor before. My wife has been a residential realtor for years, and she's on broker support call, and she basically hears, we know somebody else is asking the question, hand them the phone and let's talk.
Okay.
So Metro Brokers brought me in, and I've been over here ever since.
Nice. So Kevin, those loaded questions, you was going to go target to him. Now is the time.
Yes.
He's sitting right here live.
So I'm going to blend a little bit of Aman into this. So Amit mentioned his wife sells residential real estate. Her name is Aman, A-M-A-N, both Grovers. And she's actually the top residential agent in the perimeter office, isn't she?
She's one of them, yes.
Yeah, and you ended up being last year the top commercial agent inside of Coldwell Banker Commercial.
Yes.
So tell me about this relationship at the house. When both of you are involved so much in your work, and you're both extremely top producers, is that okay? Is that a safe place to be?
Oh, it's perfectly okay. Then the way to get the sanity check is, when I started with Metro Brokers, I'm like, Metro Brokers, other companies, let me take a look. She goes, no problem. Look around. If it's just anything other than Metro Brokers, you have an issue with hazard to your health.
Oh, your wife told you if you picked something up.
Point blank. So I started with Metro Brokers under a gun to my head.
Okay.
Love it.
But I stayed because of the value add that both Coldwell Banker Commercial Metro Brokers and Metro Brokers on the residential side gives to us.
That's great. So you work in harmony. There's been a time or two where you've helped each other, more so you helping her on the resi side, and you've set up some commercial transactions with land and some lots and things like that also flow back to the resi side. So, but you're not a residential agent at all, and I can tell you, I'll vouch for him on that. But Amit knows the numbers. He knows in investment portfolios. He knows how to analyze things, and above all, I know for a fact you work at night. You showed me some of your work. You showed me what's going on. You showed me what your goal set is. Tell us about your just a little brief. If you had to take one work day as a snapshot, sure. Tell us what you do in the morning. When do you get up?
I get up around 6 or 7 in the morning. My first thing, this is a habit. I'm a checklist person. I go by. I set up a process for myself and what works. I'm one of those people that gets distracted very easily. So I have to follow this to the T. First thing, I'll wake up, kind of take a look at my schedule. I live by my calendar. What's in my calendar? Who are my clients? And what exactly am I accomplishing? I set up a priority. These are the high target people I have to respond because information is due today.
Okay.
Second, who are the people that I have some due dates within the next 2 or 3 days? And then third, one of the biggest challenges when I entered this industry, and I had to basically do something about it myself, was it's very easy to get distracted. It's very easy to basically go and work on a transaction And when that transaction closes, I've seen people go celebrate. No, you got to be ready for your next hustle. How are you basically going about it? And that next hustle is not just going to come up. What's got to happen is you got to take a step back and schedule and plan accordingly, step by step. If I basically need to make X amount of numbers, what will it take on daily basis, on weekly basis to continue to say, I got to work only 2 hours. I got to make cold calls.
Yes. I mean, you're not working on next month's closings. You're working on next year's closings.
Yes.
Right now. And that happens inside a commercial a lot. But I do know one thing about your work habits is that you develop your clientele and who you're going after. Nobody gave you any of this business. You've gone out and you've decided what you're going to do. You cold call a bunch, you door knock a bunch, and you make great presentations and set up meetings, don't you? I mean, that's your day, is you want meetings. You
Absolutely.
want face-to-face encounters.
And you said something. You said I'm a numbers person. I absolutely am. For those of you that don't know, on the Coldwell Banker commercial side, there's a mentor program now. I'm actually working in mentoring somebody.
Good.
And this young lady who's just started recently in this industry, I'm talking to her and I said, take a step back. Tell me what your plan is. What would you like? Now, for the simplicity's sake, let's say the standard commission structure is, or compensation structure is 50-50, right?
Okay.
I asked her, how much do you want to make per year? She goes, 200,000. Okay, cool. Now, 200,000 means you got to make 400 in order for 200 to go into your pocket.
Okay.
How much is a standard house that you're going to go and sell? Let's say $20,000.
Okay.
$20,000 for a commission. Not talking about the cap rates and all that stuff.
Yeah, just gross money.
Yeah, gross money means you got to do for $400,000 in commission, $20,000 commissions, you got to basically go and do 20 closings in the whole year.
That's right.
So that means I got to work on at least 2 to 2.5 closings a month. And that's the way I work. Okay, what exactly will it take? And my biggest friend for me and my wife has been, we don't go sell, we go educate. And by what we mean by that is we have set ourselves up where people can pick up the phone and say, I'm having this issue, how would you resolve it? What's happening?
You act as in a consulting capacity.
Yes.
You don't sell anything really when you think about it, do you? The seller sells.
The seller doesn't want to be sold to, but if
That's
they're not
right.
talking their language, they will always listen.
That's right.
How many of us get a call on evening time when we are having dinner or Saturday, Sunday, and the second I hear certain words, I hit click. I had that happen to me. Somebody gave me a referral and said, call this person for XYZ. They're going to do the work for you. That person hung up on me before they could even let me finish. I busted out laughing. I'm the one who's used to doing that.
Yes, right.
And I call back. I go, first of all, before you hang up, this is not a sales call. I'm trying to give you business. You want to talk? But that sets the expectation for all of us that basically turn around, that have to go and hustle, that have to go and reach out to our sphere of influence, that have to basically reach out to the individuals to say, here's who I am. This is the actual set of expertise I bring to the table. And this is why you should talk to me. Because there's so much competition out there. People don't care.
So I'm asking the question.
Sure.
How do you rebound when you feel discouraged, when it's not going your way, when it's not all aligning? What do you do to make sure you're self-preserving yourself mentally, physically to stay in the game?
You know, I'm about to say something that might get me in trouble with Aman.
With your wife?
Yep.
Talk to the camera this one.
Yeah.
I don't get discouraged. They talked about height. I'm short. But you know what? I'm still good looking. So at the end of the day, when I actually go and ask somebody out on a date, if I knew I'm going to have 4 people, basically 3 of them would reject me, I just got used to basically asking more people. That's the same concept that applies over here.
Yeah.
You can't let stuff like rejection discourage you. Because if you would not be able to survive in this game. If you know that you're going to basically get 1 out of 10 people responding, what plan do you need to make to get to 100 people, knowing only 10 might actually respond to you?
True that.
And you know what I found over the years in this business, you're selling something expensive, whether it's residential or commercial, it's expensive. And people tend to reject sometimes our folks, not because they don't like them or don't want them, it's because they can't afford the item. And we take it as a rejection, but it's not.
We are not realtors. We're 90% therapists.
Yeah.
If we're not able to listen, a house purchase for most people is the most expensive asset they're going to own in their life.
That's right.
How do we go listen and see what the actual constraints are? You talked about guaranteed move. Now, how do we basically say your issue is you can't afford to fix XYZ? What if there was a workaround for that?
Exactly.
Would you work on that?
Exactly. If you find out someone's objection, most of the time you can overcome it. It's not that they don't want that house or that commercial strip center.
preaching it.
They just, how do I get it?
That's right.
And they don't have a path. And if we educate them, as well as ourselves, most importantly, we got to know what we're talking about. And if we know the actual stuff, if we know whether it's guaranteed move, whether it's a commercial deal, if we are able to say, what would you do if I could do XYZ change? I'll give you a perfect example from yesterday.
Talk to me.
We had an office building, a pretty lucrative office building. Somebody came in and said, I want to sell this for $16 million. What do you think? I'm taking a look at it. I ran the numbers in front of them. I go, I think it's worth 16, but it's really worth, if you do XYZ work, 45. And here, let me show you how. We sat downstairs in the office for 1 hour, went through that list, and I said, do you need to eliminate it ASAP? Do you need the cash? If we could basically work with the refi and everything else and get you some breathing room, would that be of help?
Gotcha.
And they said, if you can get me even $5 more million and we can refi and we can do all this, I'm not getting anything when I'm basically going and reaching out and connecting the dots for the actual loan. But what I am getting is hopefully now a $20 or $25 million sale.
Sure.
So it's more about educating and knowing how to basically go and talk and discuss what the actual core problems are, whether that's commercial, whether that's residential, and saying, if you did not have any of that headache, he could take care of all of that for you. Can we now discuss a different discussion? Can we understand what would it take for you to go ahead and proceed to the next level?
Ask questions and be a great listener.
Absolutely.
And then you'll find out any problems. You'll find out their desires and their goal set. And if you listen hard enough, you'll come up with solutions while they're still talking.
And guys, no, I'm not getting paid for this for the next statement I'm going to state. I said, I came in under threat, but I stayed. I stayed because of the resources we have at Metro Brokers. You guys are not alone. For anybody who is now especially jumping in the game, being able to say, I listened, I understood, and it's okay to say, you know, we have a couple of people I want to basically talk to, get back to you. I would like to basically come back, and most importantly, get back to them. But the resources that Metro Brokers has, being able to come up, broker support, others in the teams, that are able to say, this is what we're having. What should I do? How should I do it? Those are the actual type of discussions that open up a lot more doors. And when you came back, you don't have to have a single solution.
Right.
But when you come back and say, we have these options for you, most people appreciate that more than anything else. If you have seen any of my other podcasts, you will never hear me say, I do this, I do that. It's always, we as a team do this. You are an individual realtor, you're a dime a dozen. You have a great team supporting you. The type of structure that Metro Brokers provides, that's the type of value add we bring to the table.
We like to say in business for yourself, not by yourself.
Absolutely.
And then we strive for that every day. So you mentioned something a second ago, podcast. You do podcasts, don't you?
Absolutely.
Can you tell the folks how they can start watching your podcast? Because what I think is this session is about a successful real estate agent. You just happen to do commercial. You just happen to be Amit Grover. It doesn't matter. This is a successful real estate agent. And success can come to you because of your behaviors, because of what your ethical behavior. It could be your emotions. It could be the systems that you do, and especially you said your methodical checklist that you get done. All of those things is what makes you successful, and that's 80% of what you do. The other 20% is your expertise in real estate. So I'm saying this because you don't have to be 100% expert in real estate to be successful, but you must have the 80% of the qualities that the top producers have to be successful, and only 20% of it is really attributable to your real estate knowledge, because you attract people, you act as a consultant, so they want to use you for the knowledge base to make decisions on future transactions, and you really don't care if they buy or sell with you now. as long as they do it next year or the year after or the year after.
I will give you a perfect example of what happened last month about this. I reached out to somebody 3 years ago. 3 years ago. I would like to do a commercial deal with you. What are you looking for? Okay, I will get back to you. No problem. No issues. We reconnected last month. One of my secrets for podcast is I take a look at what are the most common questions that I'm being asked, and I try to address those. I do it on the commercial side. My wife does it on the residential side. Now, we did one topic about joint venture. Somebody buys the land, but has no clue how to start. We can basically go ahead and at least introduce them to other people and who can come in and who can partner and basically do the work.
Sure.
Now, I'm talking to this gentleman and I go, oh, you're about to joint venture? He goes, yes, I have XYZ deal. And one of the things when you mentioned about the lands, I do a good bit of land purchase as well, help people do the land development. And then when they build the houses, what I'm also working out is, can I go ahead and sell all those houses? Or not me, but my wife.
That's
Can
right.
she go and sell those houses as well? If you are going to give me a guarantee for 100 houses, let's talk that 3%
Yep.
or whatever the number you actually have
Yep.
times 100 houses.
It makes a difference.
Yes.
So this person let me just dig into this one engagement. So this person you had from 3 years ago that's coming back and you may do some business now. How did you find that person 3 years ago? What was that about?
It was a funny enough residential issue. Somebody said, do you have any good cabinet company? And we Googled around, we basically searched, we called actually stuff for them and said, we don't recommend these guys, this is what we're finding, but here are some numbers.
So you did research.
Yes,
Just some research and you created something that trusted you.
cabinets for residential, which had nothing to do with commercial, right?
Yeah.
So this person looked at the actual podcast about joint venture and said, you've done all this. We have 300 videos. Every single weeknight, we have a video release about a different topic.
You're bringing me to the nighttime stuff because you always told me about getting up at 6 o'clock. And then you went off on something else.
There you go.
So we're going to circle back in a second,
Okay.
but tell everybody how to tune into your podcast.
So if you go on YouTube and you search ECM for Elite Capital Management, space practice.
Like Edward, Charlie, Mary.
Yep,
Okay?
space practice.
Practice.
And all I do is every 2 weeks, I choose a single topic and I introduce a 3-minute clip. Now, you will find something funny. I thought the first time I actually wrote something and recorded it, I fell asleep. It's like, holy, this is very boring.
You bored yourself to
Yes.
sleep?
And I'm like, if I'm having that issue, what are my audience going to think, right? So I have to...
Be honest.
Oh, but,
be honest,
but,
right?
but you will basically see, I actually have a glass of wine. I will have a dating and relationship as a metaphor. When you go on that first date, when you get in a brand new relationship, you spruce up. You're basically wearing better clothes. You're smelling better. You're trying your best,
Got a
right?
cologne on.
Exactly, right?
Got an aura.
That's the same exact way. When people are investing money, they gotta pay attention. They gotta research. They gotta know what they're getting into.
That's right.
So that's a metaphor, and we literally started releasing videos. So as I said, you gotta plan. You can't just be working in your business. You're gonna be working on your business all as well.
That's right.
And we have videos, a single video. All the stuff is recorded.
Yeah.
You don't have to basically record every single day. It's like, oh, that's too much of a commitment. Nope. Sit one day for the whole month. Schedule 4 hours, and you can schedule that.
So somebody can go on, they can subscribe to your channel, they can watch all your videos. And,
Yes.
and do you do live? Can they do it live?
Not yet.
Okay, you're recording them all.
Yes.
But you're exuding this position of being an expert consultant in your field, and people are coming to you.
And not a single place am I saying, I would like to sell you this. All I'm doing is giving information away.
Very good.
So that person, after 3 years,
How'd you create your following? Because I think doing those things in residential is great, where an agent can go out and do a little video tour of a house, another one, and then talk about the features and draw an audience.
be careful, be honest. Because there are laws in Georgia about marketing somebody else's property.
That's
So
true.
as long as you're saying this is my opinion, you're not giving the address
Right.
or doing all of that stuff.
That's right.
That's where I've always reached out to the marketing teams to say, what am I allowed to do and what am I not?
It's houses in general. Don't even put an address. You don't have to
not.
do that. Don't just general. Point out cabinetry. Point out the brands of appliances. Point out the type of flooring that's in there. The type of facade. It makes them into an expert.
And not only that, before anybody is about to make a major decision in their life, they're taking a look like, I learned so much. But how many of them will say, hey, this person happens to know what they're talking about.
Yep.
And
That's right.
if they know what they're talking about, and I like their style, I like exactly how they take a look at it, why don't we reach out?
And it also positions you as a full-time agent,
Yes.
because that's not something part-time people do. And I think it's a great start, and at least you learn a lot on your own by doing this.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to take you, and then Oliver's going to ask the next question. So we're at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. You're making calls. You're executing your list. You're maybe going out on appointments, and you really do knock doors, don't you? You walk into businesses and operations and say, "Hi, my name's Amit," don't you? To a total stranger.
I have done that. But you gotta, in this business, you gotta network. You cannot be shy. You gotta open
Right.
up and say, tell me about yourself. What are you looking for? What are you here
But you
for?
do that, don't you? They're
Absolutely.
operating already. They may be retail, whatever. You say, "What can I help you do to grow your business?"
Yes.
Yeah. Are you looking for another location? You just ask normal questions,
Yeah.
and you make friends, and then you add somebody else to your list.
Yes.
And then it rolls around, and you eat lunch. Maybe looks like you eat lunch.
Thanks.
Okay.
But before he segues into eat the lunch,
Oh boy. All right.
you see what's happening right now? He eat good food, which brings me to a point, Kevin.
We all eat love.
We are all eat. I want you to go ahead and give one more time because I know we got to go to the next segment.
All right.
I want us to tell us how to get to your YouTube, and then that way they can click, like, and subscribe. Give it to them one more time. The YouTube channel.
So go on YouTube, search ECM, Earth, Charlie, Mary, Practice. And you will see my good looking face and hit subscribe. If you go in there, go to the actual playlists. Each playlist has a different topic. Each playlist has approximately 10 videos. And if you need any commercial help, because every one of you, people who are moving here, who are living over here, we actually have a huge referral program. We basically mentor with commercial agents. And every single one of you who is just doing residential but is getting opportunities also has a chance to make more money with the referral that every one of your clients is open to. And you know what? You won't find out until you ask.
That's great.
Appreciate you. We appreciate you coming out.
I just got to pull them into one thing.
One more
So we
thing, go
got
ahead.
we ate lunch, we eat dinner. At night, what do you do at night? It's 8 o'clock at night. What are you doing?
After putting the kids to sleep, I'm back at work,
You are, aren't
planning
you?
for the next day.
Aren't you? Yes. I mean, you work 4 more hours, don't you? You're
Oh, I wish. Unfortunately, more than that.
I think
My
you might.
standard is 2 or 3 in the morning I go to sleep, so I get 4 to
Okay.
5 hours of a day.
Wow.
I don't recommend that for everybody because
Oh, but here's the thing, and I think everybody's seeing it. People are great at what they love, and they suck at what they hate. And you've got the passion for this business. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm going to say one last thing.
Okay.
Passion has to be earned. This is not something everybody says, hey, I'm a realtor and this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. But unless you love something, unless you're willing to put in the time and effort
Yes.
to basically work on your own business, every one of us is a 1099. We own our own businesses.
Yeah, that's right.
Nobody else is coming to basically help us. We got to make sure we are helping ourselves.
Sure.
But put a process in place. Put something that you can follow consistently day
advice.
by day.
Good advice. And I'll follow with one thing. If you do that stuff, there isn't one day that's a failure because success is just right out there. It's consistency in the ranks and doing it over and over and over makes that practice, makes it perfect, makes success.
That's right.
Perfect.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.